The alligators, your way or the highway, see you later. B.O.D. is the homie and Mr. Vader. If it wasn't for you, I would never made it. Whole city's covered by the cremated. Now they listen to what we were saying. Doesn't matter if the manufacturer or created. Put now, put later, responsibility and underrated. They just won't say it. Seal them cities like the brick. Like a mannequin, miss, we be smashing them. Bibliography is bagging them. Foogle family is a force like Anakin. First Amendment, we be packing them. Family values, we ain't lacking them. Gold and silver, better be stashing them. No point to robo platinum. Foogle family in action, eventually amassing in another class. And may I just say, Annie, are we okay? May I just say, Annie, are we okay?
Surprise, surprise. What's up, fam? I'm guessing you didn't expect to see me. And that's because I'm filling in. So welcome. My name is Dex, if you don't know who I am, to the Marfoogle News Show. And I am filling in for Adam tonight. He is getting some much needed rest. I'll give you a quick update on him in just a moment. But we're going to get things kicked off here in just a few minutes. We got a lot of news to cover tonight. I'm really excited to be here. I'm hoping that everything runs smoothly for the first time for me streaming on Marfoogle News here on YouTube and on DLive. So just sit tight. I'll be right back. All right. Here we go. Well, welcome everybody to the Marfoogle News Show. I'm coming to you from the East Coast. This is Marfoogle Studios East. I think maybe a few of you seen a video I did the other day where I was updating my studio. I've been painting the room and remodeling it, trying to get everything cleaned up. And so this is where I am now. And Adam is at home resting. I'm gonna touch base on what's going on with him right now. With everybody. Let's get things rolling, and we are going to talk about Adam at first. So everybody wants to know, and everybody's sending in their prayers, and it's much needed, and thank you so much for doing that. Adam does have had to go to the hospital yesterday. If you didn't see his video, he posted this on the channel last night. You can go take a look at it. It's a short little clip. He basically has a intestinal issue, I guess, with diverticulitis, and it's extremely, extremely bad, the current situation. So they've got him on a lot of antibiotics. He's got to do liquid diet. He's currently got some family over helping, and he's trying to rest and recuperate. And they said it was really good that he came in when he did, because things were going to get a lot worse. So just if everybody could pray for Adam, he'll be recovering right now. I've spoken to him a couple times today. I know he's in a lot of pain. He doesn't feel really well. They sent him home from the hospital because I think it was safer for him to be at home than being in the hospital, given the situation. But he's on a liquid diet, things like that. So your thoughts and prayers, everything like that would be wonderful. I know he's missing everybody and wishes he could be here and be part of the show. He may show up in chat, but I don't know if he will or not. He's just been not feeling really well given the circumstance. So again, let's all send our love and prayers and thoughts to him for a quick and fast recovery. So let's move right along to what's happening around here. First off, I want to just remind everybody that if you don't know about marfooglenews.com, this is where all of the information, everything that we're going to be talking about today, will be on the website. So we basically have a bibliography of all the content that we're going to go over, all the news articles. So if you're wondering where we may have come up with this idea or came up with this piece of content, you can always come to our website right here, marfooglenews.com. You see this thumbnail. It's the same thumbnail that's on the show. And if you click on it, it will then take you to a page where the links to our channel as well as the live video is. And you can see the articles here that we're going to cover today. So we'll go over this just in a few minutes, but I just want to make sure you are aware and you know how to get to marfooglenews.com. So I just want to kick this off real quick, get this out of the way. But a lot of you guys are spending a ton of time on your computers now and your cell phones. These are just as important for us to think about when it comes to protection. So if you don't have a VPN, please, you should get one. It should be part of your security tools. It should be part of what you have for your computer, your phone, your family, how you protect yourselves on the internet and away from some of the bad people that are trying to get into either your phone or your computer. So getting a VPN in general will help prevent that and protect that. NordVPN has a great deal just for the Foogle fam. So if you go there and you go to marfooglenews.com/VPN, it'll take you right to the offer and you can sign up for NordVPN and it will support the channel. All right. Real quick, let me get this out of the way. Nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not reflect the opinions of Marfoogle, myself, or anybody that works with us. You should always do your own research and consult with a professional. The internet is full of fake news. Please take everything with a grain of salt. All right. Well, let me say hi to a few folks real quick, and thank you all for being here. And right off the bat, Ilea, thank you for filling in, Dex. Yes, I'm here. Much love to you and mightiest healthy healing vibes to Adam. Well, thank you, Ilea. That's so sweet of you. Appreciate that. And Sandy Stamps, love you, Adam. Praying for you. Thank you, Sandy Stamps. That's great. So, hey, Brenda James and Captain Redbeard, it's good to see you all. Of course, the wonderful mods, Jay Stone and others. I don't know who all is in tonight, but thank you for modding. CJ Blaze, Bones, Rip Curl. Much love to you all. Kenneth Reisner, Sharon M, and Tim Warner, thank you for being here. And let me just jump over to DLive real quick and say hi. Hey, DLive. So Auntie M sending prayers to Adam. God bless. Yes, thank you, Auntie M. I'm sending lots of prayers to Adam. I know he's not feeling really well right now. I know it's a lot of pain what he's going through. He will recover. It'll be a tough recovery, but he did catch it in a good time. So I guess better than never. Sending, let's see, Roholio, sending healing energy to Adam and wanted to say, Dex, you're doing a fab job. Thanks, Roholio. Appreciate that. And thanks for the Ninja Guineas there. You guys are awesome over on DLive. Just shout out to a couple other folks here, Paul Haggy and Blondie58. Thank you for being here. All right, well, let's get things kicked off. So excited to see everybody here, and I'm excited to fill in for Adam. I'm hoping that he's recovering really quickly and feeling better, really. That's the most important part. So let's move right along. So I got a handful of things we could talk about. So this first one, this is really, I thought was interesting. We've talked about the earthquake that happened recently in Nevada, but what seems to be, is starting to be talked about a little bit, and I just wanted to bring it up as it relates to the amount of aftershocks. And now I don't know if this is actually larger a number of aftershocks than normal, but having over 250 of them, measuring 2.5 or stronger, and in a 24-hour period seems like a lot. It almost reminds me of what happened when Ridgecrest happened. There was a lot of aftershocks after that as well. And it's so interesting is it's actually in the same general area in the sense that it's in the desert. It's happens to be near Area 51, and there's probably questions like what's underground 4 miles deep where this earthquake happened. Is it the fault? Is it something? Is there part of our bases that are there that are potentially being harmed, or did they have any infrastructure damage at Area 51 or other places that are underground there? So let's go through this. The trembler caused cracks and road separation up to 4 inches, forcing a stretch of US 95 to be closed for most of the day Friday. So that's the picture that was over here in the. Yeah, this one right here, that's in the, I used it in the thumbnail. This is actually the highway that was cracked. So, so I-95 had to be closed so the Department of Transportation and the crews could do the temporary repairs. Various spots of damage were reported on the roadways through Esmeralda and Nye counties. Some groceries were shaken while on the shelves in Tonopah store, and law enforcement crews said some minor window damage was observed in Tonopah. I hope I'm pronouncing that city right. The Friday quake was reported to be the biggest earthquake in Nevada in more than 60 years. I think it's been more than 66 years to be exact. 7.3 was in 1915. The largest earthquake in Nevada's history occurred October 2nd, 1915 in Pleasant Valley, south of Winnemucca, according to the USGS. So what do you think? Leave a comment down below if you're watching this video after the fact, if you're over on YouTube, or if you're live right now, post up in chat. Do you think there's something underground that's happening? Do you think there's potentially things that may have been damaged? What do you think? What do you think's going on there? All right. So let's jump to the next one. Scientists say they know why the moon disappeared completely in 11,000 AD. So this was kind of news to me. I mean, I guess I don't know everything in history going back in time, but apparently 1100 AD was a specific year where the moon actually sort of disappeared for the year, for a long period of time. And it's written in history, and I learned about this today going through this article, but it's kind of interesting now is that they've come up with a theory that they think explains why the moon disappeared. And really, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with some of the other challenges or things that happened during that time on Earth that year. So the Earth's satellite, aka the moon, is hard to miss. It constantly rises night after night, except for a few moments when dark clouds cover it for short periods of time. So you can imagine how frightened our ancestors were when they discovered that the moon was no longer up there. An international team of scientists claims to have the mystery behind the disappearance of the moon in 1100 AD. The incident itself was documented by an anonymous individual who wrote, "On the 5th night in the month of May appeared the moon shining bright in the evening, and afterward, by little and little, its light diminished, so that as soon as night came, it was so completely extinguished withal that neither light nor orb nor anything at all of it was seen." Wow. Imagine that. So imagine you're stargazing. You probably do it all, especially in 1100 AD. It's dark outside. There's not a lot of lights that are clouding up polluting the sky. You're probably always looking up, and you're constantly looking at the moon. You see the moon, and then all of a sudden it's gone. There is no moon. The unknown sky watcher noted that the clouds had nothing to do with the mysterious disappearance, as stars were shining very bright. So this is kind of interesting. For more information about the incident, scientists turned to historical archives, which described 1100 AD as a disastrous year. We can all relate to that. The Anglo-Saxon Petersburg Chronicle tells of earth crops damaged by bad weather and tree crops almost ruined all over the land. The Chronicle also talks about extreme temperature anomalies during the year 1109 AD, with the thermometer in the summer dropping to -1 Celsius or 30 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty cold in the summertime. So researchers have come to the conclusion that a volcanic eruption, which caused extreme temperature fluctuations in the past, are probably to blame for the moon's disappearance. According to their study, published in April 21st in the Journal of Scientific Reports, they corroborate the hypothesis that they examined ice cores in Greenland, there's Greenland again, and found an increase in sulfate, a component of volcanic ash, which began in late 1108 and early 1109. Scientists also studied tree rings from that period, which showed that in 1109 AD was a very cold and wet year in Western Europe. Which volcano is to blame for the disappearance of the moon? Scientists don't have a clear answer. So think about this. So a volcano explodes, erupts, and enough, I guess, ash cloud gets into the sky to completely make the moon disappear. Now, it's interesting that the original author of this back in 1100 AD said the stars were still there. So I wonder if that ash cloud was enough to remove the moon, but it wasn't enough to remove the stars. That just seems a little, I don't know. I'm kind of questioning this, but at the same time, think about it. If we did have a volcanic eruption of a significant amount, would we lose, how much light would we lose? Would we lose our stars? Would we lose the moon? Or even the sun? Would it be diminished depending on how much ash cloud how much cloud there was in the atmosphere? All right. So let's move along. You can read the rest of this over on marfooglenews.com. And if you have any questions or comments about it, please sound off in the chat. Family, I'm sure, will join in. A Navy P-8. Now, remember, I believe it was Rip Curl who called recently about the P-8s, and these were flying in and out of over in Oregon. But a Navy P-8 with a secretive radar pod surveils a massive Chinese naval base in South China Sea. And let me zoom this in for you. Let's see here. Let's see. Can you? I think you can see that giant. Looks like I don't know, like an add-on that's been slapped to the bottom of this plane. It's like a big, long, rectangular channel underneath the fuselage. Okay, so the flight comes amid escalating friction between China and the U.S. and various countries in the South China Sea, as well as Taiwan. A U.S. Navy P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft flew a route close to China's Henan Island in the South China Sea, which is home to the massive People's Liberation Army Navy base earlier today. This particular aircraft is one of a small subset of services Poseidon fleet that is configured to carry a shadow radar system known as the AN/APS-154, or the Advanced Airborne Sensor. On May 15, 2020, online plane spotters and Twitter user Golf9 spotted a P-8 which carries the Navy Bureau number 169010, flying a route through the South China Sea that took it around Heinemann and into the Gulf of Tonkin. The Poseidon then turned around and exited the area along a similar path. The plane came within approximately 30 miles of the southern coast of the islands, including passes by the sprawling Yulin Naval Base. Gulf 9 also pointed out that 16901 is one of the at least 7 P-8As that have been observed carrying the AN/APS-154 in the past. This is that advanced airborne sensor. It's a large podded system that requires the installation of a special mount on the underside of the fuselage. Raytheon developed the AN/APS-154 almost under a large degree of secrecy, as its exact capabilities remain highly classified. So that doesn't surprise me at all that it's highly classified, especially being built by them. And if we're using it to spy on and gather information and intelligence over in the South China Sea. The AAS is also specifically designed to work in complex littoral regions and scan sea and land areas at the same time with extreme fidelity. So once again, let me zoom in here. You can take one more look. This is the sensor, the scanner on the bottom of this P-8. That's pretty impressive. A lot of hardware there. All right. So let's jump over to chat real quick. Let's see who I missed. Susan Donahue. Hey, Susan Donahue. Thank you for joining us. And Adam, a much love and many prayers. Dex and Mod Squad, many thanks. Love prayers, the Foogle fam. Thank you, Susan Donahue. That's so nice of you. Much appreciated, much love. And thanks for the prayers for Adam. Gabby, much love to you, Adam. Relax, take it easy, buddy. We'll be waiting, and Dex is doing amazing. Oh, thank you, Gabby. And thank you for the prayers for Adam. Let's all wish him well. I'm sure he'll be getting better soon. It's just going to take some time, and I know he's dealing with that. Let's see if anybody has any comments. Thanks for doing the show. You're great. Oh, thanks. Any news about how Marf is doing? So if you're just getting here, I mentioned earlier, you can rewind, but I'll give you a quick, brief rundown. Adam, he posted a video yesterday. You can watch it. He basically explained he went in the hospital. He's having severe pains in his stomach, and he has, I guess, a very, very severe case of diverticulitis. As a matter of fact, the doctor said it was really good that he came in because it was going to get bad if it wasn't already to the point where it was going to be really bad. Fortunately, they were in a position to be able to send him home because it was safer for him to be there. And now he's on a liquid diet. He's in a lot of pain and he's recovering, taking a lot of medication and things like that to get recovered quickly. So, and again, you can catch the rest of that in the beginning of the show. So sorry if I breezed right through that, but let's see, jumping over to D-Live real quick. Tower Bear, thank you. What's up, Dex and Mods? Thank you for being here. Thank you for the Ninja Guinea. And let's see who else. Wages World said a prayer for Adam on his channel. Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure I know a lot of people are out there praying, and that's what we need right now is just prayers. Prayers for everyone, but prayers for Adam so he can get better soon, and prayers for everybody in the Foogle fam. So, JD 1994, Adam, I wish I could have covered the star that's so bright and dips beneath the horizon. Oh, I wish we could have covered that. All right. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one, but I'll try and look it up and see if I can find something on it the next day. Thank you for that. And Kelly, Kelly 2334. Thank you for the diamond. You're so awesome. All right. Well, let's keep moving on. And again, all of you, much love to you all. And thank you for spending your time here and with the Foogle fam, with everybody in chat. Let's keep going. Oh, you know what I'm missing? Hang on. I'm going to turn this on. I forgot to turn on. Look at this. How about that? There we go. Now we've got should have chat showing up on screen right below the news here. So as you guys are chatting, it should show up there. Yeah, we run different software here. And so Adam and I are trying to work out some of these new features that we can use in the show and make things better. All right. Let's keep going. Moving right along. So, real quick, if you are missing notifications and you are wondering, like, when did the show go on? How come I didn't know about it? If you're having a problem on, if you're on D-Live, you probably don't have that problem because the app does a really good job of notifying you. But some other platforms may not always give you the notification right away. Well, you can get notifications from our website. Just go to marfooglenews.com and it'll pop up a little message and says, do you want to receive notifications? I know you always click no on all the other websites that ask, but ours is probably the one you want to say yes to. So say yes, you'll get those notifications. They'll come through your browser. It works on all browsers on your computers and on your phones, with the exception of iOS. That's coming soon. Hopefully they'll get that browser updated and it'll start working. But if you can't find it, if it doesn't prompt you, there is a little bell down in the bottom corner. Just click it, and then it'll ask if you want to receive notifications. So if you get that, we will notify you every time we go live. We'll notify you if there's ever any information that we need to get out to let you know about either an article or something that may have been published. But for the most part, it's just when we're going live. So if you're wondering where those notifications are, that's the best place to go. Go to marfooglenews.com. All right. Moving right along, the magnetic North Pole is rapidly moving because of some blobs. Imagine that. That's kind of interesting. All right. So we've been talking about the magnetic field, and we've been talking about how it's moving across. I think it was literally on the other side of the pole near Canada, and now it's gone all the way across the other side, marching its way towards Siberia. So let's see what's going on here. So the magnetic North Pole just isn't where it used to be. Ever since James Clark Ross first identified it on Boothia Peninsula in Canada's Nunavut territory in 1831, or Nunavut territory, scientists have been carefully measuring its location ever since. But in recent years, it's been inching closer and closer to Siberia at a surprisingly rapid pace. Now researchers I need the sound effects that Adam has. Now, researchers from UK and Denmark say they've uncovered the reason for this mysterious movement. Two writhing lobes of magnetic force are duking it out near Earth's core. Wow. Okay, so there's like a giant fight in the Earth's core, apparently. I wonder if that's what it really is. I could have all sorts of, sci-fi theories in my head going off, like what could be happening under the underground, especially in the core of Earth. But the wandering of Earth's north magnetic pole, the location where the magnetic field points vertically downwards, has long been a topic of scientific fascination. The researchers write in their paper, which appeared in May 5th of the Nature Geoscience. Earth's magnetic field is generated by molten iron in its outer core. The flow of this liquid iron can influence the location of the planet's magnetic poles. While poles have drifted and even swapped places numerous times over the course of Earth's long history, what's different about this recent shift is how quickly it's happening. From 1999 to 2005, Earth's magnetic North Pole went from shifting 9 miles at most each year to as much as 37 miles in a year. The scientists poured over 20 years of satellite data from the European Space Administration's SWAN satellite mission and discovered that over the last 2 decades, the position of the North Magnetic Pole has been largely determined by 2 large-scale lobes of negative magnetic flux on the core mantle boundary under Canada and Siberia. Okay, we're getting really scientific here, but basically it sounds like there's 2 giant, I guess as the title said, blobs of magma that is causing this shift in the magnetic field. So you can see here in this image where the poles were in 1831. This is down by the 70th parallel, I guess. No, not parallel. Yeah, maybe. And as it slowly drifted all the way up to the center, and now it's moving towards Siberia. That's a big shift. That's a long ways. Okay, but we've covered that. You know that. That's not new. But the new thing is what's going on. So between 1970 and 1999, the flow of molten and magnetic material in Earth's outer core changed. Because of these changes, researchers say the magnetic blob lurking beneath Canada slowly elongated in the early aughts, weakening the corresponding magnetic intensity on Earth's surface. Eventually, the blob of molten material beneath Canada split in 2, and the stronger one slowly shifted towards the blob beneath Siberia. So I'm guessing there's like this giant blob, it's stretching out, and then it breaks in 2, and this one happens to be bigger, and it's heading over towards Siberia, I guess, to join up with that blob as this one separates away. And I guess because it's larger, it's going to be more attracted or take the pole with it. Apparently, that's how they're explaining this pole shift. So I don't know, just a theory. We're reporting what they're saying. I'd love to hear what theories you guys have. What do you think about the pole shift? We haven't talked about it in quite a while, but we did cover it quite a bit when it started moving a lot in recent years. So if you have a question or comment or a theory on it, sound off in chat or in the comments down below. And if you haven't yet, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you follow, make sure you recheck your subscription, and make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. Sometimes that goes away. It's a good time to remind you of that. All right, well, let's keep moving along. Up next, it's Comet SWAN week. Did you know that? We just got done talking about Comet Atlas, which turned into a nothing for some reason. It turned into, it went from being something to being nothing to then being questioned again, is it really still something? Because it started to get brighter, according to some scientists. So, but now we're talking about SWAN. So it's Comet SWAN week. Here's how you can see the comet of the year. I thought Atlas was the comet of the year. I guess because they say it broke up, it's no longer the comet of the year. Rise an hour before the sun on Monday. Look low on the northeast horizon. Use binoculars and be patient. That's how you'll see Comet SWAN, the comet of the year, which now is visible from the northern hemisphere, low in the northeast, just as nautical dawn is beginning. Tomorrow morning, Monday, May 18th. I guess this was written on the other side of the timeline, the date timeline, is probably the very best chance you'll have to see it. However, if skies aren't clear, the few mornings after should also afford decent views before the fast-moving Comet SWAN disappears into the sun's glare. It's uncertain, but the time of the writing, it's still the case that this week is the best time to see the comet for the Northern Hemisphere in years. However, you do need to know what exactly, when and where and how to look, because finding Comet SWAN, also known as C2020 F8 SWAN, is not going to be easy for beginner stargazers. All right, so there you go. If you want to go see it, again, you need to get up early in the morning and you got to look out to the horizon and use some binoculars, you should be able to see Comet SWAN. All right, let's take a look over in chat. Beverly Waltker, we miss you, Adam. Much prayers. Take it easy, and we'll see you when you feel better. You're doing great, Dex. Oh, thank you, Beverly. Archives the Truth. You are so awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the support of the channel, and thank you for supporting the Foogle fam as a whole. And I see all the mods in here too. Thanks, mods, for your support tonight. Will Dex grab one of those guitars and play us a tune? Yeah, not right now. Not tonight's show. Maybe in the future. It's been a while since I played. I played when I was younger, and I just got out my guitars and thought I would hang them on the wall. So they look good. They sound great too. They're my favorites, actually. That's why they're hanging up on the wall. So I will have more of an opportunity to actually grab them off the wall and play them. Just not tonight. Sorry. Type 1 for Dex to play the guitar. Not happening, but thank you. All right. Jump over here to DLive, the DLive crew. Hey guys, much love to everybody over on DLive supporting the fam. Yeah, is one a Martin? Yeah, I've got 2 Martins. Actually, I have 2 Martins, Gibson, a Taylor, and 2 Gibsons, a Taylor and a Fender. And most of them were from when I was young, a lot younger. All right. Head like a hole. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Rusty Bumper. Hey, thanks for being here. Good to see you all. All right. Thanks for the lemons over there. I think you guys can see. This is kind of cool because we got this on the channel now. Yeah, there it is. You can see the lemons scrolling across the screen. That's kind of cool. And the chat on the screen is obviously moving really fast. So this was kind of interesting to see how this is going to play out. But we'll keep adjusting it as we evolve what we're doing. And I like the fact that we can see how many subscribers, or I should say live viewers, are here with the fam tonight. So thank you, over 2,500 over on YouTube and 2,700 over on DLive. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming here and supporting. And thank you so much for supporting Adam and with your thoughts, your prayers, your love. All right. Well, we'll keep on trucking. And if I missed your super chats, I promise I'll get to them. I'm going to pull them up here in a minute, and we'll go through all of them. I'm just trying to get through some of the comments that I see on screen. Next up, a Chinese rocket weighing 18 tons falls to Earth as space junk crisis hits a tipping point. Okay, think about that. An 18-ton piece of junk fell from the sky. Okay, literally fell from the sky. Wait till you hear this story. It's incredible. All right, since humans first went up in space in 1961, we've done a poor job of keeping it clean. NASA currently estimates there are some 21,000 pieces of space junk larger than a softball orbiting the Earth, and 500,000 pieces of debris the size of a marble or larger. Since the debris travels at speeds of 17,500 miles per hour, they could damage a satellite or spacecraft. Yeah, I could imagine even a small something like a marble could hit the ISS, right, and put a hole in it, I'm sure, going that fast. Just last week, an 18-ton Chinese rocket passed over Los Angeles and New York City's Central Park before falling into the Atlantic Ocean. So I don't know if you could have seen this, but could you imagine like this big hunk of junk is flying through the sky? I'm sure it's burning up. I'm sure it's like, looks like a fireball if it's at night. If it's during the day, you might not have seen it, unless maybe it had a trail, a smoke trail coming behind it. But that went over LA, all the way across North America, went over Central Park, and then crashed in the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, just imagine if that landed in the middle of America. Imagine if that landed and hit people and, it hurt people. And it's somebody else's junk. In this case, it's Chinese. It's an old Chinese rocket. And are they responsible for that? The estimated 88,000 tons of objects that humans have left in space are becoming a danger. Near misses are common these days. Last September, there was only one between Elon Musk's SpaceX satellite and one from European Space Agency. But so far, there has been just one major collision. In 2009, American satellite Iridium 333 and Cosmos 2251, a Russian satellite, crashed, destroying both over northern Siberia. Wow, I don't remember that. Well, it's back in 2009, so I might not remember that far back. But in January, a satellite run by AT&T's DirecTV was found to be in danger of exploding and needed to be moved, or else it could harm other satellites. Since that time, no action has been taken. So meanwhile, in late April, the FCC voted to require more disclosures from satellite operators seeking licenses, but declined to introduce any new laws governing the removal of orbital debris. So actually, this is a big deal. Like, we've got commercial companies launching satellites, putting stuff up into space and then leaving the junk behind. What junk was left to get it up there? Were there pieces and parts that from rocket boosters or whatever? Did they come back down, or are they floating up in space? In this case of a satellite that was going to explode because I guess it, had technical problems. What happens then? Who's responsible for it? Who should clean it up? And what dangers are there for us down here? That's what I'd be most worried about. Companies rush to address the problem. According to experts, the problem is projected to get worse. By 2025, as many as 1,100 satellites could be launching each year. Wow, 1,100 a year. And that's not that far away, okay? The number of satellites orbiting Earth is projected to quadruple over the next decade. Astroscale, one of the few companies whose mission is to clean up such space debris, is leading the charge to clean up our space pathways and avoid collisions among objects that humans recently have left in space. The Japanese company is currently working with Japan's Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, to carry out the agency's commercial removal of debris demonstrations, or CRD2, CRUD2, I'll call it, project. The JAXA mission plans to complete its first phase by the end of 2022. The goal of the mission is to launch a satellite that will observe and acquire data on the rocket upper stage that the second phase will seek to deorbit. The idea is to find out how the debris moves in space and set up a safe and successful removal. So that's interesting. So they're going to go up, get the debris, and I guess, are we going to bring it back down? Astroscale is not alone in seeking the cleanup of space debris. Northrop Grumman last year launched its first mission extension vehicle spacecraft, the MEV-1, to prove it could intercept failing satellites, repair them, remove them from traffic, and put them back into orbit. Well, that's a good thing. I think we probably need to consider that, especially when we think about some of the nefarious things that may be going on from the different countries with each other's satellites. We've seen some of that happening too. So we might need to do some repairs up there. A NASA spokesperson noted that solving the issue will take cooperation between nations. Well, of course it will. All right, so what do you think? Are you worried that something may fall from the sky? Did you realize there's that much garbage up there? I mean, I've heard about space junk and debris, and you pull out the what is it, Skyview on your phone, and you can look up and see, what's in the sky, and you can see the various satellites, and you can also see the parts, like, old rockets that are floating by in orbit. But apparently they eventually come back down and apparently go over Los Angeles and Central Park and then crash into the ocean. All right. So let's talk EMP shield real quick. If you don't have an EMP shield and you don't know what they are, you should definitely check it out. EMP shield, they're a great company. They're actually here in America. They're in the Midwest, I believe, and specifically they have designed a platform that helps mitigate the damage caused by an EMP, which a side effect is it also protects you from lightning. So they have a device that will protect your home, your car, your generator, your solar system, anything that has electricity on it and has wires connected to it, it can protect. And it can protect from all phases of an EMP, the E1, the E2, the E3. It can also protect you from a solar flare, a coronal mass ejection. So if you think about the Carrington event that happened where all the telephone poles caught on fire, really what was happening was that when that solar flare happened, the induction was happening in all the wire. That induction can happen anywhere from an EMP to a solar flare, where it inducts that electricity or the ions in electricity and heats up the wire. Well, having an EMP shield will ground out that signal as it's happening and prevent any damage to your home, to your property, to anything that's plugged in to your home or to your car, etc. So if you don't have one, I highly recommend you look into it. We tell everybody you need an EMP shield, and if you don't want to buy it through us, that's fine. Just go there and buy it direct, or go support another YouTube creator or another content creator who may be working with them. But if you want, you can support our channel. Go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. They actually give you a special deal. They give you a big discount just for being part of the Foogle fam. And then it helps the channel. It helps support what we're doing. So EMP shield.com. You can use the code MARF or Marfoogle, or you can just go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. All right, let's keep moving along. Weird as HE double hockey sticks. The CV patients who have symptoms for months. I don't know if you've heard this. I just started hearing about people talking about how things seem to linger after they've had this type of infection. And apparently it's similar to another infection that's out there. So in mid-March, Paul Garnier developed what he thought was a bit of a cough. A professor of infectious disease, Garner, was discussing the new CV with David Nabarro, the UK's special envoy on the damn pendic. At the end of the Zoom call, Nabarro advised Garner to go home immediately and to self-isolate. Garner did. He felt no more than a little bit off. Days later, he found himself fighting a raging infection. It's one he likens to being abused by somebody or clubbed over the head with a cricket bat. The symptoms were weird as HE double hockey sticks, he says. They included a loss of smell, heaviness, malaise, tight chest, and racing heart. At one point, Garner thought he was about to die. He tried to Google fulminating myocarditis, but it was too unwell to navigate the screen. Garner refers to himself wryly as a member of the Boris Johnson herd, I'm not going to say the word, immune group. This is the cluster of patients who contracted CV in the 12 days before the UK finally locked down. He assumed his illness would swiftly pass. Instead, it went on and on, a roller coaster of ill health, extreme emotions, and utter exhaustion, as he put it in a blog last week for the British Medical Journal. There's growing evidence that the virus causes a far greater array of symptoms than previously understood, and that its effects can be agonizingly prolonged, in Garner's case, for more than 7 weeks. Wow, that's a long time. 7 weeks to deal with, I guess, the up and down effects of the symptoms and the symptomatic things that happen with the CVs. So the professor at Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine says his experience of CV featured a new and disturbing symptom every day, akin to an advent calendar. Wow, I put it that way, but okay. He had a muggy head, upset stomach, tinnitus. I've heard a lot of people with tinnitus. I know we've talked about that. Adam's brought it up before, and a lot of people have said, I think we even had a poll on Twitter about it. Pins and needles, breathlessness, dizziness, and arthritis in the hands. Each time Garner thought he was getting better, the illness roared back. It was a sort of a virus, snakes and ladders. It's deeply frustrating. A lot of people start doubting themselves, he says. Their partners wonder if there's something psychologically wrong with them. So rather interesting. I wonder if this is common, if we're going to hear more about this from other people, or if this is just more of an acute individual person that's having this type of symptom. But for them to go as far as to write and put it out in the mainstream about this, being that these symptoms can last for a long time. I think the other thing we have to worry about is, does having those symptoms for a long time mean you have a potential of spreading and keeping and carrying and infecting others? So I think that's an important thing we'll have to learn more about over time. All right, well, moving along. Florida to host the first drive-in music festival. I guess they're getting excited to get back out into try to get normalcy, even though a drive-in. I've never been to a drive-in music festival. It's kind of a neat idea. With a large-scale indoor group gatherings effectively prohibited for the foreseeable future, drive-in style outdoor events have emerged as a popular alternative. Everyone from Live Nation to DT is planning such events, which would allow attendees to watch live entertainment while practicing social distancing from the safety of their vehicle. In fact, a few drive-in concerts have already been announced. EDM producer Mark Reblet has set a 7-date drive-in tour, while the Texas Rangers are hosting a series of country music shows in their stadium parking lot. Now comes word of the first ever drive-in music festival. So Carnage, I don't know what Carnage is, has announced the Road Rave, which he's calling the North America's first ever drive-in festival of the CV era. It goes down June 6th at the Central Florida Fairgrounds in Orlando and promises a full festival main stage production featuring live performances from Carnage, Ride 10, Blunts and Blondes, and Nitty Gritty and Gravedigger. All right, so what do you think about that? Sounds, I've just read recently somebody was trying to open a drive-in movie theater, and I think we actually still have a drive-in movie theater here in Georgia that I imagine is going to be getting a lot more attendees to. So I think we're, given the fact that some of the places we want to go, we can't, and we can't go to a concert, we can't go to, the movie theater the way we used to. Are we going to do things differently? Are we going to show up in our cars and sit in our cars? I think personally, I don't think, I like going, when I go to the movie theater, I want to see the giant screen. I want to be in like an IMAX theater where it's so big that, I can't sit that close to my TV at home and have that same experience. And so I don't personally think that I would enjoy sitting in a car outside of the nostalgic feeling of going to, say, a drive-in, just like, when I was a little kid and I went to a drive-in. I mean, that would be kind of neat, but I don't know that that's the fidelity of watching a movie and through my, bug-covered windshield, who knows if it's raining, on a screen far away. So, or a concert for that matter. Maybe it'll sound better. If you're listening to the concert on the radio in your car, it might sound better than it would coming from those speakers from way across the field. But I don't know. Tell me, what do you think? Are you going to go to a drive-in for that experience? All right, let's take a look. Drive-ins are overrated, Sarah McKee. We have a few in North Carolina, Jay Long. Charla and Toby, a drive-in in Northern Illinois opened last weekend. Yeah, I bet. Kathy B, I love drive-ins. They are fun. Keep your beer in the trunk. LOL. Yeah, you might want to. Otherwise, you'll probably be sharing it with a lot of people. And hide it on the way in. They may not want you to bring beer. Marianne Levine, love you, Dex. I love you too. Thank you. And let me jump over to D-Live, my D-Live family. What's going on? I grew up with drive-in movies. Always had a blast. A third eye open. Yeah, I got to say, like the nostalgic side of it does sound like fun because I remember going to a drive-in as a kid and it was fun. But the high fidelity part just doesn't seem to make sense. Like the big screen and seeing everything really clear. I just think, it's kind of like watching the movie, like setting up one of those screens in your backyard where you can project the movie. I mean, it might be fun to sit around with the family and the kids and, roast marshmallows and watch a movie, but the movie's going to look a lot better on your flat panel or your television than it's going to look on the screen in the backyard. Maybe that's just a geek in me. KG Besus, I would go to the drive-in for sure. A guy in line with me said he missed the good old days. Oh, I just lost. Who was that? Well, whoever you were, I'm sorry. It just flew. It just lost. It scrolled right up. I lost your name. All right. Thank you all for your comments and for participating and for loving one another and being here and being nice to one another in the chat. That's what we're all about. That's the Foogle fam. It's the Foogle fam way. We're going to keep moving along. Let's see what's next. We have, Space Force unveils a flag, and T-Man touts the super duper missile. That's right, it's super duper. I thought that was so funny when he said that. All right, so there's the flag. Let me go full screen here for you. Boom. You guys can get a good look at that. So MMXIX is what, 2019? Because that's when it started, last year, not this year. And there you go. That's the flag. All right, well, let's move on to the rest of the story. The U.S. Space Force, the newest branch of the armed services, now has its own flag. Defense Department officials presented President with the Space Force flag during a short Oval Office event on Friday. The dark blue and white flag includes elements intended to evoke the vast recesses of outer space. The Space Force, which was officially established in December, is the first new military service. The U.S. Air Force was established in 1947. The 16,000 airmen and civilians that make up the Space Force technically remain part of the Air Force, which previously oversaw offensive operations in space. But T-Man has made clear he sees the newest service as crucial to the future of American defense. The president said during Friday's ceremony that the U.S. is building a super duper. I need that sound effect that Adam has, like super duper missile that can travel 17 times faster than what we have right now. So that's pretty fast. I'm sure this is our, we've talked about how, we go tit for tat between us and Russia and what they build. So I'm certain that this is just part of the race to have the fastest missile to get from one part of the world to the other. But it's a super duper. And I think that's a technical term, super duper. I hope they write it on the side, super duper. That would be really cool if they did. The flag includes a delta wing, the long symbol in the Air Force, meant to signify change and innovation. Dark and light shades of gray within the delta are incorporated in a nod to the 24/7 nature of Space Force's work. Well, it's also looks very much like something out of Star Trek, if I remember correctly. All right. So the flag was produced by an artists and crafts people at the Defense Logistics Agency Flag Room in Philadelphia from a design finalized and documented by the Department's Institute of Heraldry at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. I don't know what those are. We'll just keep moving. Okay, so there's the flag. More importantly, what's up with the super duper missile? Super duper. That's kind of funny. All right, enough super duper. Let's jump over. Say hi. Oh, hey, Sabbath Dex. God bless you, your fam, Marf, and the Foogle fam. Well, God bless you, and thank you for taking time to write us. And thank you for taking time to spend it here with us tonight. All right, keep moving along. Cyber gang behind Lady Gaga data dump leaks hacked law firm's email. Okay, let me start that over. There's a lot in this sentence, this headline. A cyber gang that is behind the Lady Gaga data dump that leaks hacked law firm's emails and contracts mentioning President T-Man, says it's posting most harmless information first. All right, so if you don't know what's going on, somebody, a cyber gang, if you want to use that term, that's what they're using, decided to go after an attorney who was a well-known attorney, actually a well-known law firm for Hollywood elites. And they did it for the purposes of getting in, hacking in, locking down and stealing all of their data, and then holding it ransom. You've heard of ransomware attacks. You've heard of these hackers that do these different things, and they've done it to cities. They've taken over things, and they basically lock it all down, and they ask for a bunch of cryptocurrency in exchange for unlocking it. Now, I don't know if people have paid, but technically negotiating with this is these are it's international, so it probably falls under some sort of federal laws. I think it's actually in this article saying you're not allowed to do that; it's illegal. So you can't even pay the fine. But in this case, they thought they locked down, and I think they charged like $20 million Then they realized they had so much information that they turned around and raised it to like 40 million. So let's unpack this. The unidentified cyber gang who dumped Lady Gaga's data. So that's what they did. They found all the data from the law firm. They locked it all down. They stole it all. And they didn't give them the keys to it. And they said, ha, 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 we have all your goods. Now pay us. To prove they had the goods, they take some of the information out and they dumped it. So in this case, they dumped the Lady Gaga data out because this is a big law firm. It has a lot of Hollywood clients. So the cyber gang dropped links to the first part of the data with the most harmless information on the dark web. A sampling of the files reviewed by Business Insider were legal emails, documents, and contracts mentioning the president from an Apprentice co-star's email seeking to land a new show during his campaign to contract negotiating legal use of a videotaped interview. So basically they're saying, hey, we've got this lawyer probably represented a person who was on the same television show as the president, and we've got that person's information and all of the contacts they had with, at the time, Apprentice star DT, right? So that's just one example of probably 50 or 100 clients of information that they're holding hostage. So the ransomware gang has stolen data from businesses and leaked it on a dark website in the past. A ransomware expert who has followed past data dumps said it's difficult to know what data they have stolen, but said the crime adds to a wave of highly public ransomware extortion attacks. They may have nothing significant and could simply be attempting to apply to additional pressure, said Brett Calaw, a threat researcher at Emasoft, a cybersecurity company that specializes in ransomware. The actions of ransomware groups are becoming ever more insidious and even more extreme. They now weaponize data and use it against the companies from which it was stolen. So this week, a cyber gang hacked into top entertainment law firm Grubenshire, Mislas, and Sachs and leaked thousands of contracts and other documents from Lady Gaga. The hackers have threatened to release more data about celebrities, including Bruce Springsteen, Christina Aguilera, and dozens of others. The law firm doesn't pay $42 million. So yeah, I was right, 42. It was 20, and then they raised it. The law firm said that the president is not a client, and they are not paying the ransom, and they are working with the FBI to solve the crime, according to a statement published, which I think they would, because it's a federal crime. All right. So this just highlights the type of activity that's happening in the cyber warfare space or the cyber crime space. But what's really you need to understand is this actually can happen to you. It's happened to individuals just as much as it's happened to, cities and governments and businesses, or in this case, a large law firm. I've heard numerous people who have had their computer. Basically, they go walk into their computer one day and boom, there's a big message on it. It says it's locked. And if you want to get your computer back, you have to pay. And they're not going to ask you for 42 million, but they're going to ask you for a couple of grand. They may ask you for 500. They may ask you for something. And then it depends on, is your computer worth it to you? Is the information on your computer that important? So this is this is why we need to protect ourselves. This is why you need something like a VPN to help as one extra layer of defense. It's why you need to make sure you keep your antivirus software up to date. Why you need to make sure you don't go clicking on every link that somebody sends you. Make sure you know who's sending you what, and make sure you have, validated and protected yourself before you just go willy-nilly clicking on everything that somebody may send your way. So be careful out there. And if you happen to be a big law firm with a lot of clients, be careful out there, because it looks like they're coming for you. They're coming for a lot of people. They make a ton of money off of this. They especially do it on the crypto side. They definitely ask for crypto because it's a lot easier for them to not be traced. So, all right. So speaking of computers, Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, so Discord is this awesome service. It's run by a company called Discord, but we have a server on there, and it's the Marfoogle family. It's the Foogle fam zone. And what we've done is we've created this experience in our Discord to actually help people find local, like-minded people in your area. So while you can get on Discord and talk to everybody, across the nation, you can also find your local state You can select into your local state, and you can then find people in your local state. Now we've encouraged people to meet up, whether it's in person if that's appropriate, or even online using Zoom or Skype or whatever technology you want. So you guys can share information, learn from one another, learn prepping techniques, learn, share intel, share other information that's going on. It's a really great community. It's an extension of the Foogle fam. We spend time putting that together. We've got some really great mods that spend a lot of their time making sure the community is as good as it can be. I think there's almost 15,000 or over 15,000 people in Discord that have registered through there. So if you don't have a Discord account, just go to marfooglenews.com and look for at the top for alerts in Discord. And when you sign up for alerts, it's going to email you a link to our Discord. If you can't find that email or it doesn't happen right away, go into your junk. Or if you're on Gmail, go into there's 3 tabs in there. One of them's called, I think, promotions, and one of them's called social. Go to the promotions tab because sometimes it treats it like a promotion. So go to the promotions tab. I guarantee you it'll be hiding in there. They're trying to prevent you from seeing it. So in the Discord, we have the Creators Corner for channels that are content creators. Get in there and meet others. And then if you're military, we have an exclusive channel just for the military folks. Whether you're current or former military, you can get in there and communicate with others and talk about different things. And it's just with those folks. So Discord's a great platform. Again, marfooglenews.com. You can also get alerts. Actually, you got to get alerts to get the Discord. It's real simple. And alerts is just our email list. It's how we stay in touch with you. If something goes bad, something goes wrong, and we have to move or something happens, that's the way we're going to send it out. If we get word of something major that's going to happen and we need to get it out and all channels are down, email is going to be there. So we've got that. So make sure you're signed up for alerts. You'll get that. We don't send a ton of email. Every now and then we'll send an announcement. We'll send something, maybe an article we've written, or if we got an update or something big happening, we'll send it, but it's not a lot. So don't hesitate. You should get Marfoogle alerts. All of that again is at marfooglenews.com. Okay. Moving right along. Fury in Germany with thousands expected to protest across the country over lockdown measures. So this is really interesting. You guys thought it was just Michigan. You thought it was just LA. You thought it was just New York. You thought it was just here. It's happening everywhere. So thousands of people across Germany are expected to protest CV lockdown measures over the weekend. From anger over lockdown measures to a purported VC plan by Gil Bates, use that name for now. The growing, let me turn my screen back on. There we go. The growing wave of demonstrations in Germany by conspiracy theorists, extremists, and anti-vaxxers against CV measures have alarmed even Chancellor Angela Merkel. Initially starting as a handful of protests decrying through registration on public life to halt transmission of the CV, the protests have grown in recent weeks to gatherings of thousands in major German cities. So tell me what you think there. Like I said, it's like we're seeing this repeated thing happen over and over again. It is a frustrating time. It's something that we all have not dealt with. I can't remember when we've ever had to go through something like we're going through right now. And, what's happening here is happening around the entire globe. And it's clear to see that happening here. So, all right. Let me jump back over to chat, say hi to everybody again. Zoltan, good to see you, Zoltan Kavatz. Deborah Center, hey, how are you? Oh, and maybe Adam's in chat. I don't know. You guys see anything from him? Yeah, there he is. He stopped in. Hey, Adam. Hope it's going well. Hope you're feeling better, and we love you. So those of you that are on YouTube, Adam's in chat there. I don't know if he dropped into DLive or not. And for all the folks over in DLive, hey, Puss in Boots 907, hey, how are you? Red 1967, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Lots of hellos. What's up, Dex? Yeah, I see. In LA, multiple. Whoa, where'd that go? That looked good. In LA, multiple boom booms at 327 East Boyd Street. There is reportedly at least 10 fighters down. I don't know if it's down or down there. This is coming from Tiger Diesel in chat. So let's hope everything's all right there. Prayers for folks in LA. All right. Well, we'll keep moving along. And next up, UFO sightings. So this is interesting. You know, we talked about this on the show, and I mentioned when Adam and I were going over the UFO sighting that was down in Brazil, that a lot of people were talking about it, but it wasn't being reported. And of course, you know, this now we've actually got the reports. We're seeing it in, I don't know, I call this mainstream, but it is news. It's being published. So let me just give you the rundown from the news and what's happening there. So mysterious lights seen by thousands of people in Brazil have captured in multiple videos has sparked a social media frenzy. Video footage showing an alleged UFO crashing in a nearby forest in Maj, Brazil, just north of Rio de Janeiro, even led to Maj to trend on Twitter by Wednesday, which we reported on. When several people began sharing videos of the glowing lights in the sky, the videos blue, red, and yellow orbs can be seen moving around the sky, and one video shows the lights arranged in a triangular formation. And it's interesting. I've been getting emails from folks showing me pictures of triangular formations. We get that a lot. Stunned residents can be heard trying to identify the lights in the sky before several of the lights appear to land nearby. Another video shows a group of 5 illuminated spheres in the night sky, a bizarre visual phenomenon which many people saw. Others posted footage of a floating red orb as well as strange flashing lights. One witness, Andre de Mort, tweeted, "There are reports of something fell over there in a lake, but it doesn't seem to be a satellite." So this is what we reported. And it's interesting now that it's getting a little bit more coverage, because when we started to report on it, it was actually coming down. I think it even says that here. Numerous videos purportedly showing pulsating ball-shaped objects over the sky in Brazil sparked a fury of discussion about aliens. However, according to Vice, dozens of posts on the hashtag MajUFO Twitter hashtag disappeared, while on Reddit, posts concerning the Brazilian UFO also began to disappear, which is where I first learned about it, was over on Reddit. UFO enthusiasts then shared a Google Maps link of a forest in Maj that sparked claims that Google Maps may have covered up something there. The satellite image revealed a white image glitch in a bizarre shape in a wooded area in Rio de Janeiro. A spokesperson then tried to explain the mysterious phenomenon. In this case, what people are seeing is the imagery of a reflection that is a temporary overloading of the satellite's sensor. Essentially, the sun reflected off the surface of that building at just the right angle to briefly blind the satellite. This is a pretty common phenomenon. Well, okay, believe what you want. That's the news. That's what's being reported. But what's interesting here is we're seeing more reports of this event down in Brazil. But we're also seeing reports and other people talking about the fact that a lot of it was taken down. A lot of the things that were said were pulled down. And specifically, the thing that was what I had heard from the locals there was, when they saw it, they knew about it, they went to it, they tried to get near it, that the military had actually blocked off the area. Now, this is what's being reported. I don't know officially, because the military says officially nothing happened. Officially, no one called them. Officially, they saw nothing. So you be the judge. You decide. This is the information that we've got at this point. It's all conjecture, but it continues to evolve. And if we learn more, we will share more when we get it. So let's move along. Real quick, I want to talk about earthing. So for those of you who don't know what earthing is the act of connecting yourself to the ground. It's something we did a long time ago until we invented rubber soles on the bottoms of our shoes. Before then, we had leather soles or walked barefoot or walked with other skins on our feet, and we were technically grounded to earth. And earth has a bunch of negative ions that flow up through your body, and they actually help reduce the inflammation, because your body then has all this positive charging that it can actually release and balance itself with earth. And when you run around all day in your house, you run around all day at your office, which you probably don't go to right now, or your work, which you may not be going to right now because you're all stuck at home like we are, you're sitting around or you go outside and you put shoes on, you're not touching the ground. You're not getting that grounded connectivity that we should have had all our lives. Okay. And so earthing is a way of getting back to that notion of connecting with earth in a way that allows your body to get some of the benefits from that, and specifically the reduction of inflammation. And by reducing inflammation, you then can reduce and repair a lot of ailments in your body, because inflammation is sort of the root of a lot of problems. If you're not familiar with it, you want to learn more, there's an awesome movie. You can go to marfooglenews.com/GT. You can watch the earthing movie. It's a full-length documentary. It's a high-quality production. It'll teach you all about it, tell you how people have done it, what they've done. Talks about Clint Ober and a lot of other people, all the scientific research that was done, a lot of the children it's helped, a lot of the other people that it's helped. Just learn about it if you want. If you want to buy any of the products that help you ground to earth, it's real simple. Go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. All you need to do is use that link. There's no code. There's no nothing. Just use marfooglenews.com/earthing. It'll take you right to the store where you can buy the products, from bed sheets to bed mats to pillowcases to, I don't know, they got all sorts of cool things. I use the bed mat. I sleep on it so that 8 hours at night when I'm in bed, I'm grounded. And that takes care of it. I don't have to really think about it. But go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. It will help the channel and it will help you. All right. Well, let's dive back into chat and see who all is here. And we're going to wrap this show up. We're not doing calls tonight. And I apologize if I didn't say that in the beginning. I probably should have. We don't have a screener because it's me, and I'm not set up to do the phones and the show at the same time. Not yet. We'll get there, hopefully. Let me double check one thing here, folks. I want to see if I missed anybody in the chats. Okay. Amber B Subaru WRX. I want to buy Marfoogle stickers, please. That's a great idea. Carol L. Higginson, thank you so much for the super chat. You can write a message if you want, but either way, thank you for the support and the love, for being part of the family. Let's see, who else did I miss? Angie Peters, get well, Adam. Prayers with you, your family. Don't worry about missing the shows. I know it's driving you nuts, but you need to rest and praying. Yeah, that's right, Adam. Great message there, Angie. And Adam, do rest. Take it easy. The fam's got it. The fam's here. I got your back. We all got your back. We love you. Just want you to get better. Don't overdo it. John J, if we super chat enough money, Dex will do the shoutro. That's funny. I was trying to figure out what we're going to do for a shoutro. I got an idea. I may try and pull this off, but it's not going to be me singing. That's for darn sure. Diane Moses, thank you so much for your contribution and support of the channel. Princess Carly, thank you so much for your support and contribution. Gabby, I may have said you earlier, but if I didn't, much love to you and Adam. Relax, take it easy, buddy. We're here waiting, and Dex is doing amazing. Well, I got to read that part again. But yes, thank you for the comment there, and thank you for the thoughts and prayers for Adam. Vinici Petaccio, hey Dex, the mods and thoughts go out to Adam. Sup Marfia. Thank you, Vinici. Beverly Walker, I can't read, Watker. I may have already said yours, but I'm sorry if I did. You can get it again. We miss you, Adam. Much prayers. Take it easy, and we'll see you when you feel better. You're doing great, Dex. Thank you. And thank you for the well wishes for Adam. Archives the Truth, thank you so much for your support. Leah Thorne, thank you so much for your support. Liz Lamrecci, great job. Any news on next week? Next week being May 19th. No, I don't know. You know, we struggle when we report a date because we don't like to report dates. That's not, as a matter of fact, we didn't report a date. A caller reported a date. So we have to sort of be careful there. But yeah, I don't have any sound news other than we've heard lots of chatter about this. But, you know, a lot of times when dates come around, there's always a lot of chatter, and there's always been a date, and the dates do what they do. They pass. So I think the most important thing you should do with any date given, whether it's next week, today, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, you should just always be prepared to take care of yourself, prepared to take care of your family, prepared to take care of your friends, prepared to take care of extra people who may come your way, who may need some help. Have that preparedness about you. Be prepared for, you know, whatever event may, you know, potentially take away your ability to, you know, find food or buy food or have electricity or have, you know, communication. Find out, you know, think about those things and just be prepared. That's the most important thing. MG Toe forever. I hope Adam gets better. Love you, Foogle fam. We love you too, MG Toe. Troy O'Brien, thank you so much. S Sabbath Dex, God bless you, fam mods. I already said yours, but that's cool. You can get it again. S Sabbath. Tim Walker, thank you for the show, Dex. Love you guys. Prayers to Adam and Ray Jr. Is anyone seeing or hearing doves? 1 Corinthians 15 to 1-5 and John 3:16. Is anyone seeing or hearing doves? Thank you, Ray Jr., for that. Great comment. All right. Well, that and wait. There's a couple more I missed. Sending love from Georgia. That's Claire Lutz. And thank you, Claire Lutz. And I'm in Georgia too, so that's awesome. WV Prepared Mind. Adam wants you to pull up LA explosion. Okay. Thank you for putting that in there. I'll go look for it. Now Adam knows how we feel. S Sabbath. There you go. Okay. Let me see what I can find on that. Yep. Here we go. See if I can find something with some pictures. All right, here we go. Explosion in downtown LA causes fires at several buildings. Multiple firefighters injured. All right. An explosion in downtown Los Angeles on Saturday afternoon caused a fire that spread to several buildings and left multiple firefighters injured. The blast occurred at 327 East Boyd Street, according to the LA Fire Department. It sent flames and plumes of black smoke into the air that could be seen for miles. As of 7:45 p.m., video from the scene showed several firefighters on the rooftops of the adjacent buildings pouring water onto the burning structure, and it appeared most of the flames had been extinguished. Smoke was still pouring from one building. The storefronts of several businesses were blackened, and one LA Fire Department fire truck was burned and covered in debris, apparently from the boom. It was unclear on the number of casualties, but the LA Fire Department said on Twitter that up to 10 firefighters were down after the blast. Officials did not provide details of their conditions. So let me zoom in here. I don't know if this will play. Wow. I'm going to play that one more time. I'll get the sound on too. All right. Wow. That's a scary sound too. That's heavy flames. The LA Fire Department said firefighters had arrived to reports of a one-story commercial building with smoke showing. The building is just south of Little Tokyo in an older business district. The storefront shops on the east side of downtown and near the corner of 3rd and San Pedro Street. The area is known for a variety of smoke shops. Officials said let me zoom in real quick. You can. That's a pretty big plume of smoke. Let's see. Officials said 230 firefighters are now on the scene and streets around the neighborhood have been blocked off. Firefighters have moved to a defensive posture for fire attack, and the medical branch has been created for treating and transporting injured firefighters. Mayor Eric Garcetti said on Twitter that my thoughts are with our brave LA Fire Department firefighters and that he is closely tracking the situation. So here's a map. You can sort of see, if you're familiar with LA and Wilshire Boulevard, downtown, Little Tokyo, Alameda, it's right there. All right. Well, prayers and thoughts to everyone in LA. I hope especially the firemen and anybody that may be around those structures are safe. I'm sure we'll find out more as this develops. So, and that, for the most part, is what we had today. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to come here and spend it with us. I want to thank you all for your love and prayers for Adam's health, and hopefully he's getting better really soon. I know he's at home recovering and being taken care of by his family, so I'm glad they're there for him. A Tuck Pup. I wonder if the 5 adjacent buildings will collapse out of thin air. Wow. Yeah. Mini test, as he says. I'm going to leave the F off of that. Late tonight. Thanks for covering, Dex. Prayers to all. Much love to the fam. Peace and love. Tuck Pup, thank you for the Ninja Guineas there. You're so awesome. I really appreciate the love. Really appreciate all of you. At this point, let me double check and make sure I've got everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. I think we do. I've gotten just about all of you, I think. And if I missed you, I apologize. I love you. Peace and love. Much love to you all. Take care of one another. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab a random Marfoogle video. I'm going to jump to the outro and I'm going to play it. Since I can't be as totally awesome as Adam, at least I can give you an Adam outro from the past to enjoy on the way out of tonight's show. So I really appreciate you all being here tonight. Thank you so much. Much love to you all. And we'll be back soon with another show and more information to help keep everybody informed on what's happening around. And we'll get some callers in here coming up soon in the next show. So let's jump over here, and I'm going to randomly pick one of the recent shows. And we're going to shoutro out. How about this one? I don't remember what happened in this shoutro, but let's go for it.
So Lit Mobile just sent me this solar wireless battery pack. I'm excited. Let's see what's inside.
Wait till the ads
I really
over.
like the build. It's got...
Okay. All right, here we go, folks. Much love to you all.
2, 3, 3, 4. Thank you for all of your love and support. And the heavens calling, and the northeast okay, bringing it right back, being a bad mascot. We gotta start talking and start packing. Coming right back and you know who we smacking. Hello, Mr. Johnny Doom, drunken shaman. Coming right back and you know we got ramen. Cause we prepare for the prepared amount and the loving and the JoJo with that fit fork. the gem gem, and the psyop with that psybem, and the key, the 1 2 3 with the deuce. 1 2 3 3 3. Coming with the bum back run and run with the legs.
All right, guys. I just realized, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but there's no shoutro playing. So this was an epic fail. All right, well, I'm going to give you something else. And if this works, I'll just play this on our way out.
Coming with the bum back run and run with the legs.
All right.
Marfoogle fam, all we ask is that you have a plan. Marfoogle fam, we ask you have a plan and never leave it. I'm gonna bring back with that cowbell, gonna hit it back like you know no cowbell. We'll be on the plan, damn it. 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 Bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Man Mike barefoot last. I had your wild fly girl in the last. Barefoot last, that is with the kids at 30. Going back around next gen and Miss a Dirty. I'm Mickey V, got a pencil number 2. Dex J and a figure 92. Bring it right back like Troy McClure. Bro Osborne, oh you sure? Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. 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 Mr. Mommy, same name, go drama. Come back around and you got that dummy. Miss a fit bar, bring it back hard. Gonna go back like Susan Donahue. Going back to, gonna do it right. Everybody really wanna go back to. I'm gonna do it, everything that you do. Go glow permanently, going back that. With the Northern Ninja and everybody like that. Top contributor Amy R is the queen and everybody go by far. And the Tokomo game in number 3. Why did you do so much to me? And I know I will tell you I will give it right back. With the end times on that number 2 spot in the pool.
Everybody really wanna go back funky with the number 2 pencil and the DW. Calm down, it's just me, Johnny Doom, with the somebody special stormy weather and a pit cylinder, and I'm about to bring it back with the killer. I'm about to do it just like your farm. Number 1, not number 2, no harm. Lady Sylvanius and the friend of Francisco, gonna go with the Feliciana, bring it to ya. I never get the OM Doom and knowing the Johnny Doom. Got a constant burrow and then one more bomb. I'm about to bring it back around and now you drop that bomb. Like a channel jammer, bring it back around like your mom. Oh wait, maybe it's just that mom. And Ren and Steve, come and be. I'm about to be the bad Billy Buck. Don't really give up. Not gonna say it cause it's off and me with the Sayers and Pew and the Susan Donahue. Gonna bring it like Stewie and the Ron D. Gonna bring it back lame like your name is Ron D. Hey Miss Anton, I come back fondly with the soft dose and a nice shade. Maybe I just might get my soft dose.
Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off.
Gonna be a cutthroat mom. Bring it right back with the KTV bomb. Love pug with the chicken wall, bring it down. And if you're in the show live, then you get a name now. Hey, yabba dabba sexy, don't be a pervert. Listen, Murray, thanks for an Uber. Going to bring, and the heaven ain't easy. So I'm 95 and everybody getting jizzy.
Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off.
Never unknown, never have to say. Gonna hang out with Miss Doxy J. Or maybe hanging out with Miss Linda Way. Gonna go back like I love big lays. Big lays, I mean bagels. I'm about to eat it like I'm about to eat bagels. I'm about to get my Lana Jane and I bring it like hot wire Bob. I'm about to hot wire car. Gotta go back like a T-boy. Gonna tell you only half of the story. Bring that song like a number 95. Bring it right back, tucked up by my side. Sip a doodle, a sip a doodle, a sip a doodle, a sip a doodle, a sip a doodle, gonna rotate my shoulders. Never told you I will never be older. I'm about to bring it back like you're never getting older, like a motor. X-Files motor. Bring it, minger, I'll never be a meaner. I will grab my Angela M. Just Stina. I'm about to go back around about the James Hall and the goddamn out of my low. tell you what, we just hit one more rap photo. Love another man.
You know I dropped that cushion door, Dark 76, and you know I'm about to go back round, baby, bow. Miss my last energy, I gotta go. My reshop in the rest of you know. Hey, stormy weather, gonna bring back now. The sunshine's coming back around. Marfoogle News, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle News. I'm looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Marfoogle News, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle News. Marfoogle and the rest of why. Green Days night in the ecto wine. Gonna bring him back like a Google Foogle fam. Gonna bring it back like a Doogle wham. I'm boom bop. I'm a dooba dop day. Boom bop. I'm a dooba dop day. Boom bop. Dooba dooba dop day with the spindles. I'm gonna bring it back. Oh, and I chose you. Lindsay and that WV and the V go with not new in the end and the girl and that band. Gotta go back like the Karen low. Oh, oh. Gotta bring it back and I know. Oh, gotta be back and you know. Oh, gotta bring it back with the James Cole. Bobby, 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 Bobby. Is it live? Never know. Got to go ahead. I've been gonna say heavy go. Hey, looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Marfoogle News, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle News. I'm just gonna go walking back and they what you gonna bring back. I'm gonna go back now, attack like Chewbacca. Gonna bring it back and attack Jim and Angela M. Gonna go back like I never have stand like a minute with the cab and one edge. Gonna go back now, oh now, crazy kind of day. Gotta go same, do everything that you can with the D4 and Mr. Man. Captain Sky going by. I want that water, may watch out. I'm gonna call like the honey pie. You're gonna bring that news I yours. Oh, and mine, and not nerves. Gonna bring back and you ain't scared. Cause we're gonna clean the door. Gotta go back and love you. Da, 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 da. By the way, I hope you guys have a great night. I've got family over. I'm going to go say hello to them because they've been watching the whole time. So thank you, Joanna W. and everyone else who supported tonight. Thank you for everyone here. But no, I especially want to say thank you to Amy R.
I especially want to say thank you to End Times, Amy R, Kokomo Gaming, Hide your Fly Girl, and Reed 55. Gonna bring you back now, heaven's calling. Now I love beagles and everybody's calling. Then everybody wanna be that caller, but mosquitoes spit now. Gonna bring you back, no, oh shit now. I'm about to do it now, I'm in now. For the Momo wig, I'll round up with the dot, two dot, and the sun goes on. I'm about to go closer. Gonna bring it back like I gotta take my clothes off. I'm gonna do everything that you know what. Hey, pop is over. Woof, gonna bring it on, and you know how. Woof, I'm gonna bring it on down in the tether toes, and the basketballs, and the snap, see the rays in the home. Lisa, hey, oh, okay, I'm gonna bring it back now. Oh, like a head, like a hole, and a hole like a head, and I'm bringing it back down like a rock that's dead. Drop dead Fred. You remember that? He made a mud pie and he put it under eye, and I'll bring it back like Chicky R. Bring it back, car. And the Johnny do